All right, welcome to Let It Fly show. I am Mike Severe. My partner, Josh Jones, is off this week. We, of course, are inside of the Let It Fly Sports Bar in downtown Omaha in the Capital District. One of three locations for Let It Fly in town. Also one out in La Vista in City Center, and of course out in Elkhorn, out in the western part of Omaha as well. Special show for you this week. We're going to chat with the 2025 winner of the Outland Trophy, Spencer Fano. We're going to talk to him, and we'll talk to a Hall of Famer. Not very often do you talk to someone who has an award named after them, but the namesake of the Rimington Award, Dave Rimington, will join us as well. We'll chat with both those guys there in town. We're taping this on a Tuesday night. On Wednesday will be the event, again, down at the Hilton in downtown Omaha. It's just an awesome event. It's so cool to have three major award celebrations here in the Omaha, Lincoln area. You have the Outland Trophy, which is this week. Then on Saturday, you get the Rimington Trophy in Lincoln at the Rococo. And then, of course, in April 2nd, you have the Jet Award Trophy going to the most outstanding return specialists in the country. We want to thank the folks, of course, over at Bud Light, making things easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and, of course, just easy on you if you're looking to have a great drink wherever you are. I also want to remind you about all the specials that are happening here at the downtown location and the other two locations as well, including Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day there is a special, and every day as well during the week you've got happy hour from 3 to 6 and then reverse happy hour from 10 to 1. It is truly a place to come and watch a ton of sports and get some great food, get your drinks, hang out with your friends as well. It is a really cool location, the Let It Fly Sports Bar. Let's do some headlines before we get to our guest. Of course, Indiana is your national champion. So many parts to this story are just incredible to think about. It's the first time that the Big Ten Conference has won back-to-back-to-back titles since 1940, 41, and 42, to think about, which is crazy. They did it with three different teams, with Ohio State, Michigan, and of course, Indiana. It is the first time Indiana's ever won a national championship in football. And on top of all of that, they went 16-0. The last time a team went 16-0 was in 1894, and that was Yale. Yale won all the national championships back then. They were the best football team in America at the time, but they won in 1894. They went 16-0. The game was loaded with everything. It was you had Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, making Heisman Trophy winning plays with that 12-yard 4th down and 5 run that he made on the quarterback draw, which is incredible. Great blocking, yes, but also made a guy miss in the open field, then broke 2 tackles to get in the end zone, which is an incredible Heisman moment. And then Indiana's defense, which was ranked in the top 5, anywhere from 1 to 5 most of the season, ends the game by intercepting Carson Beck to win the championship. It's so funny to think about because you have these Power 4 teams, right, who the Alabamas and the Georgias, obviously Michigan and Ohio State. Texas spends a ton of money on this. Texas Tech now, A&M, all these schools that spend all this money. And when you look at what Indiana does in terms of their NIL and their revenue sharing, they don't spend anywhere near as much money, but they managed to get it through it. They beat Alabama, Oregon, and then beat Miami in Miami. That's a heck of a run to win the championship. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. Good friend of mine from college, Frank Fellows, the only Indiana football fan I ever knew. Met him down in Texas when we went to community college together, and I tell you, dude is excited, and he's going to spend a whole lot of money, I'm sure, on memorabilia and things to celebrate that championship. Headline number 2, of course, Nebraska Basketball, another milestone, number 7 in the AP Top 25 rankings, highest ranking that Nebraska's ever had. They had 8th a couple different times, tied that last week, and now they're the 7th team in the country. They beat Oregon by 35, then turned around and beat Northwestern by 19. 10 times this season for Nebraska. At 18-0, 10 times this season, they have won games by 19 or more. Think about that. They've now won as many games in Big Ten play as they won all of last year. This run is incredible. And now, again, we're taping this on Tuesday night. Wednesday, they play Washington, who's 10-6. Did have a win against Ohio State recently, but hasn't been playing great. And then they go on the road. If they win that game, they go on the road at 19-0 if they win that game to play at Minnesota, a place that's been a tough place to play for Nebraska over the years. And, of course, if they can win that at 20-0 on the 27th of January at 6 o'clock on Peacock in Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor, they will be playing the number 3 right now rated Michigan Wolverines. As hard it is for Indiana fans probably and Indiana people to accept that their football program is as good as it is, think about Nebraska basketball fans who have really never experienced anything like this. Even the times, in 91 or 93 or even, 97, winning the NIT or all that stuff that he did over the years, to be number 7 in the country, to be potentially 20-0 and playing the number 3 team in the country in Michigan, it's almost impossible to imagine, but it's here now. And then our third headline, Creighton right now they have their back up against the wall. The Blue Jays have to really go on a run now. If you look at where they are, they're sitting at 11-8. Bart Torvik, who kind of estimates what's going to happen and does projections, he has Creighton going 17-14 on the season. Obviously, that wouldn't get you in the tournament. They have Xavier, Marquette, and UConn coming up. If you look at the schedule, if they legitimately want to make the tournament and get in out of the Big East, they have to go 9-3 over the last 12 games. That puts them at 20-11 and 14-6 in the conference. Now, I know that sounds crazy by the way they've been playing, but that's the kind of run they would have to go on in order to be able to probably get in the tournament. Maybe you go 8-4 and you're firmly on the bubble. Depends on who you beat, of course, for your resume, but it would be very tough for Creighton if they continue to play like they're playing and lose one, win one. Not going to get in the tournament this year. Maybe, which would be kind of interesting, if they ended up in the Crown, where Nebraska was last year, winning the Crown and getting it started for this year. Coming up next, we're going to chat with the 2025 Outland Trophy winner, Spencer Fano, and also Dave Rimington. We'll get into them. Dave is in town because, one, he's got the Rimington on Saturday, but he's also getting the Tom Osborne Legacy Award that they've been giving out for about 12 years now. The Outland Trophy Committee has, and so he's in town for that. We'll talk to both those gentlemen when we come back here on the Let It Fly Show. All right, welcome back to the Let It Fly Show. Special guest this week, we have the 2025 Outland Trophy winner from the University of Utah, Spencer Fano, joining us. And Fano, I got to get that right.
No, you got it.
I got it? Okay. Yes. I'm so paranoid about it. The name I do know is Dave Rimington, former Outland Trophy winner, Lombardi Trophy winner, Hall of Famer, and a man who finished 5th in the Heisman voting at center. Do you know that about him, Spencer?
I didn't know that part. That's insane.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? What was it like when you heard that you had won the Outland Trophy?
It was incredible. Like I said earlier today, where if you play lineman, you kind of, at least for me, I've kind of regarded that as like the Heisman for linemen. So It was super, super cool. Like through the roof winning that award. Yeah.
It's a huge event now. Obviously, we're at the Hilton. We're taping this on Tuesday night. It's going to be on Wednesday night. We're going to have hundreds of people there. It's going to be an amazing event. What was it like when you won in '82? Right?
That was 81.
81.
81. Yeah. They didn't have a trophy, and so I didn't have a presentation. So they emailed it, not emailed it. They
snail mailed
it to me. I got a package. I made it back then. I guess that was normal operating procedure. But
sure.
Yeah, I loved it. I didn't care. I didn't know any better. I thought this was how it's done. So, but when I did finally get one down the road, Bob took care of me and got me one, and it's a beautiful trophy, and it's really a game changer for the Outland Trophy.
Yeah, and then the Mancusos also have the Tom Osborne Legacy Award, which you are winning tomorrow night. You're going to be getting that. What was that thought, especially named after your former coach?
Well, I hold Coach Osborne in high regard, probably the highest regard. I mean, he's a guy that really set up a team that was so dominant. There's no way I could have ever been 5th in the Heisman if I was surrounded by great players and great system. And he did a phenomenal job getting the right people there and having a plan and executing that plan. So he was a guy that I have the utmost respect for. Yeah. And if his health was great, I think he could still coach. I mean, he is a smart guy.
The brain's still working well.
He's got it there, and so. I'm just real proud to be back and honored to be back and looking forward to tomorrow.
Spencer, walk us through who's with you. Who'd you come with to Omaha, Nebraska?
I'm with my beautiful mother and my father, my beautiful father. And I'm with Tariq. We're from the University of Utah.
Shooting the video.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kind of walk us through, because not a lot of freshmen get a chance to start like you did, especially at a valuable position like you started at.
Mm-hmm.
What was your recruiting process like? Was it always, I'm going to go to Utah? What was it like for you?
Oh, no, it was a very different. There was a time there where my family thought I was going to go to Michigan, and then where I might have wanted to go to Oregon, but I'm a very religious person, and I prayed about it a ton. And I felt that my answer was Utah.
Was your brother already at BYU?
He was at BYU at the time.
Okay, so was there any thought to go there and play with him?
I was my biggest driving force to BYU, which is it's a great university, was him.
Yeah.
And so, but I never really, I don't know. It was never really the place for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially now that you've been, I tell people all the time, I've been to games across, I know you've been to a lot of games, Dave. I've never been to a place where there's more animosity between two fan bases than the Holy War.
It's crazy.
And
I split families.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's so loud in your stadium. I still think it's one of the loudest stadiums in the country. What's it like on game day? Kind of explain to Nebraska fans that may be listening what it's like there.
It's crazy. It's nuts. And then you're in a stadium where there's not alcohol in there. Well, they'll tailgate before.
Sure.
But alcohol is not allowed in there. So the majority of the people in there are all sober.
Yeah.
And they're just screaming their guts out. Like they're yelling. And there's just so much energy in there. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's an incredible stadium. Every year you guys lead in false starts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Opponent false starts. Every year you guys lead in that. Yeah. Dave, let's talk about, I don't think I've ever asked you about your recruiting experience. You're in South Omaha. You're 50 miles or 55 miles away from campus. Was it always Nebraska for you?
Yeah. 1969, Nebraska played Georgia in the Sun Bowl. I was 9 years old, and it was the turning point where I said, this is where I want to play.
Really?
Yeah, and they went back, 1970, won the national championship, 71 national championship.
Yeah.
I was just perfect timing for time when I got really involved with football. They were just a fantastic team, and it made it real easy. I did take a couple of recruiting trips, and Coach Osborne said, where are you going this week?
Yeah.
I went to UNLV, and he got a giggle out of that one. I said, I'm going to go to UNLV because back then they weren't that good. You know? But it was my first flight, and I said, I'm going to go check this out. So, but it was fun. The whole recruiting thing was a blast.
It's never a bad decision to go to Vegas when someone's paying for the trip.
Yeah, I had I went to Iowa.
Okay,
and I remember that one. That was crazy. They had a place called the Fieldhouse Bar Lounge, and I was like 18 years old. I don't know how they got me in there, but I was in there. Tom Rusk was one of their outstanding linebackers. He was my host for the couple days. It was wild. I mean, the whole thing was wild. And fortunately, they weren't that good, so it wasn't a very tough decision not to go there back then.
Right.
But they've gotten much better now.
Yeah. Spencer, let's kind of talk a little bit about the transition at Utah. Because obviously you guys a couple years ago, you got an injured quarterback, you don't have a great year, and then you go out in the portal, you replace a lot of things. You bring in Dampier from New Mexico. He's incredible. What was that like going from obviously struggling so much 2 years ago to what you did this year?
It was the best. Yeah, it was the best. We were talking about it before. A 5-7 season was what we had, especially having we had a lot of expectations that year that we went 5-7 too. So that was really rough. That was really, really rough. So having to turn around this year where we were an 11-win team was incredible. I was saying this is the most fun season of football that I've had in my life.
Yeah.
So
was it? I know you get ready for the draft when you're expect to be a high pick like you. You don't necessarily play in the bowl game. What was it like watching your team beat up on Nebraska?
Oh my gosh. I was so proud of them, but at the same time, it was like heartbreaking because
I'm sure
it was heartbreaking for me too. Poor Huskers.
Yeah,
I wanted to.
Just imagine Spencer was there. It would have been 70-10 or whatever the score was.
But like just seeing my boys play, I wanted to be out there, and it was I don't know. It was awesome to see them do their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't have rebuilt like that without the way the portal is right now and the way NIL is. I know as a guy who was an interim AD, You understand the finances of the university, the way they were at least. Your thoughts on the way all that is now, where a team can rebuild as quickly as they did, going out in the portal?
Well, I know. I love the fact that people are making money. I just think that right now the portal is so disjointed where it doesn't seem like it's timed correctly. You got guys quitting in the middle of the season, it feels like. You got coaches taking new jobs. It's just utter chaos right now. But it will improve given time. But right now it's every man for himself. I mean, it's not like when I played. It was every we were a team. We were committed to each other, and now it seems like we're committed to whoever is going to pay us the most. And I have a problem with that. Yeah. But I'm an old crotchety old guy. That's my problem. Nobody else's. So I understand that it's change. Change is going to happen, and I just hope it gets a little. I have a fear that college football is going to hurt itself if they don't get this under control, because NIL is a never-ending. Every year they're going to ask the guys for more money, the boosters for money, right? And it's going to be a point where they're going to say, "I gave you money last year. You didn't get any better," and pretty soon it's all going to dry up. And you got. Nebraska has great football, high school football here, and we seem to be letting everybody take our guys. And it seems like it's not going to happen anymore. We're going to take the best players in Nebraska, build a fence around the state, and we're not going to budge. We're going to keep these guys anymore. We're just going to, the Signetti rule. You're going to go and get as many 25-year-old guys as possible. Load up your team with 3 stars, but when they're 25, they're 4 and 5 stars. So that age is like pushing them. So I just think that things need to change a little bit, and it could be me just being a little disappointed that we're not competing very good anymore.
No, I understand. And I will say that the average age is 23 for them, and Miami was 23 as well. So it's like almost we haven't gotten rid of those 6-year guys yet from COVID. Yeah. So once those guys kind of go away, I think it's going to come down.
I tell you what, I would play college football as long as possible.
I know.
I mean,
why? Yeah, the Diego Pavia method.
You're probably. I mean, other than the pride thing, you want to play pro football. But if you can make the same amount of money, knowing what you're going to get, you know who you're going to go against, why wouldn't you just keep playing? Yeah. You can make $1 million or whatever it is, and things will change. They're going to have to.
Yeah. Spencer, walk us through, because when you first came in, it was still NIL, but we hadn't gotten a revenue sharing yet. Yeah. Obviously, that came in this year. How is that? Like, my one concern would be you make this much money on the locker room and somebody over here doesn't make this much, and there can be some, animosity or people are upset about it. What's that experience like?
That is pretty hectic, where there's a lot of times where we'll have I remember my sophomore year, we had a 4-year starter, team captain, and there was freshmen coming in that were making more money than he was. Oh, wow. Which is, I don't know, it's pretty hectic. I feel it's probably the same everywhere, where there's just, in order to get recruits now, in order to get them in the building, you have to pay them a certain amount of money, which is, to me, I think that's crazy too, because you don't even know if those kids are proven yet or not. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty hectic.
Spencer Fano joining us, who is the Outland Trophy winner, and Dave Rimington, of course, legendary Nebraska player, who Tom Osborne Legacy Award. You were freshman, great freshman. You won awards. Then you were first-team All-Americans as a sophomore, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I was second
team All-American. Did people come after you, wanting you to transfer after that second year?
Yeah. They wouldn't reach out to me. They would more there would be people that would reach out to my dad, and he would tell me about it. Yeah. There were a few teams that were wanting me to come out.
Yeah. What's that like? Well, I guess it's nice to be wanted. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sure you don't want to leave your crew.
No. In my mind, it was. I love Utah. I love the people at Utah. I'm a Utah man. That's who I was. That's who I am. There was other places that were offering maybe double the amount that I got at Utah. Wow. But I'm a Utah man. I feel like my legacy that I could create at Utah was greater than anything that I could create anywhere else, and that was more important to me.
That's wise. Mm-hmm. But I could see how some people would look at it as, I get to make life-changing money. Yeah. And they'd make the move. That certainly would be tough. Let's talk a little bit about your award that's coming up. Obviously, the Rimington Award is Saturday at the Rococo again. Correct. In Lincoln. Yeah. It's an Iowa kid, Logan Jones.
Logan Jones.
Yeah. Talk to us about
Lewis Central.
Yep.
He's an Omaha kid, basically.
Right across
I'm calling
the river,
him Omaha
exactly.
kid.
Yeah.
Another guy that went to Iowa from our area, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know? I'm excited for him. He looks like he's going to be a great pro also.
Yep.
Along with Spencer. I mean, it's our 26th year, and to see the guys, it's fun as a guy who's got his name on the trophy. You see guys that are been through it and are still playing, doing very well, and it's awesome for me as a guy who can't do it anymore to sit there and watch these guys and see them do so well.
Yeah. Speaking of Iowa won the Joe Moore Award. Oregon was kind of second in the voting. I thought Utah should have been considered a little bit higher than they were. What did you think about not winning the Joe Moore Award, which is the award that goes to the best offensive line in the country?
Obviously, I'm biased. ICS, I thought we had the best line in the country, but it is what it is. Iowa has they had an amazing O-line.
Sure.
All kudos to them, but yeah, I did think that we should have gotten a little more recognition.
Yeah, two first-round picks. You averaged more yards rushing than they did. Your quarterback got sacked fewer times than theirs did. I don't have to sell this on you. I thought that you guys.
I don't want to start no beef with anybody. I don't want to start no beef with
hey, look, trust me. In this place, we got enough beef with Iowa. We got plenty of beef with Iowa. You don't have to worry about that at all. Having to deal with that. What'd you think about the game last night? Well, we're taping this on Tuesday. The game was last night. Indiana, obviously, a whole new face of college football. When the losingest team in the history of college football turns around and wins a national championship.
I'd like to talk about the Nebraska basketball.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's great. I mean, I like to see different things happen. That team has been suffering for a lot of years, and they were never in the conversation, and now they've run the conversation. They are the top team in college football. So their system, they did it. They brought all the JMU guys in.
They did,
and I think that's what Iowa State's pretty much doing to Penn State, or vice versa.
Yep.
All the Iowa State guys are going to Penn State, and you can see those guys are going to be pretty good next year too, probably with all the experience that they have. I don't know. I mean, everything's different.
I know.
I'm such an old man. I'm like looking around. I'm like, everything is so different than it used to be.
Yeah.
But it's how it goes.
Well, even for Spencer, think about it. When Spencer was coming up, Alabama, Georgia, all these teams, and now Indiana, even Miami's, wasn't that good when you were coming up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Indiana, for me, I feel like for pretty much everybody, growing up really wasn't really a big name.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to today, like you said, they are the name now, which is. I was one of the people just rooting for them,
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of us were.
I think it was basically everybody except for people in Miami were rooting for Indiana.
When I think of Indiana football, I think of Lee Corso.
Yeah.
They were playing some really good team. It might have been Nebraska.
It was Nebraska.
Okay. So they score first.
Yes.
And they take the whole team out in the middle of the field and take a picture because it'll be the last time they're going to be ahead in the
scoreboard behind them. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, he did that. He brought them all the way over to the corner.
Yeah.
By North Stadium, and they took a picture.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to think about, but like you said, that was the only chance.
Yeah,
that is a really cool thing. That the year that Lee Corso retired is the year that they won.
A lot of it came together. Yeah,
awesome.
We started the season off with Lee Corso and his. They had his name in the middle of the field with the band and everything, and then it ends with Indiana winning, which is a pretty good story. How are you going to feel not playing with your brother? That's got to be just incredibly cool to have your brother there with you.
It's going to be crazy, but we were so blessed. We were so lucky to be able to play together as long as we did.
Yeah.
I know that we already got more time than the vast majority of siblings get together.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be different, but I'm just grateful for the time that we had to play together.
Yeah. It's funny. We're talking about that Indiana team. Fernando Mendoza grows up like a mile from the stadium, and Miami doesn't want him. And then they come after, when he's leaving Cal, ask for him to come there. His parents are like, no. Yeah. Goes to Indiana to win. I mean, you were talking about how only the Miami fans, there probably were some Miami fans cheering for Indiana because they probably grew up with him.
That's crazy to think about, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
They probably had a bunch of friends and family that were Miami fans that were rooting for Indiana because they loved him. That's awesome.
His dad played football in high school with the head coach at Miami.
I saw that.
That's nuts. Yeah. It's a small world. Walk us through what's next for you. I know you're going to be getting ready for the combine and getting ready for your pro day. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just I'm training out in Anaheim. Just trying to get faster, stronger, smarter for just everything that's coming up, like the combine. Hoping to run real fast when that day comes up.
Is there a number you're looking for?
I would really love to run a 4.8. Yeah.
Oh wow! And what are you weighing? You 310? What are you?
Right now I'm like somewhere between 315 and 310. It's a little fluctuating.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I fluctuate all the time.
4.8.
I know.
That's like superhuman stuff.
It is. More and more of those big offensive linemen now are
they're
running that.
More athletic than they used to be.
They're so much more athletic than they are. And when you were playing that 79, 80, 81 time, what was the biggest lineman you played with?
There were some against or for?
No, for. Like on your offensive line.
Everybody was under 300 pounds.
Oh,
for
everybody,
sure.
and no one over 300 pounds.
Yeah, and my senior year, I was the only one over 300, but everybody else around 270, 280.
Yeah.
You know, that's 45 years ago, though. So
I know, but now you're 6'5", 315.
Yeah, 4.8 though. That's
the
whole thing. We had running backs. We had defensive backs.
That didn't run that fast.
Yeah, we did, really.
Yeah. Spencer, talk to me about your parents are here. I like to get into this a little bit because some people know, but some don't. Talk about the mornings getting up, getting you to practice. How many sports did you play? I'm assuming you played basketball, too, at your size. Can you just kind of give some flowers to your parents, getting you around and getting you where you need to be?
Oh, yeah. All growing up, I played soccer, baseball. I was wrestling a lot as a little kid, basketball. My mom used to drive us all over. Like, we used to live in our little Suburban.
Yeah.
It was me, my brothers, my sister, and my mom just living in that Suburban while my dad was working to make those opportunities a thing. Even as little kids, though, my dad started us on this little training regimen where we used to live in Spanish Fork Canyon with my grandparents. And then, which is on a mountain. And so me and my brother, Logan, we would run hills. We'd run up and down the mountain as like...
Walter Payton drill.
Yeah, just as little kids. We're running up and down the mountain, get back to the bottom, do your push-ups.
Yeah.
When Dad goes to work, Mom makes sure that we're running the ladder. Just all growing up, they were amazing. Like, would not be here without them even close.
That's incredible.
I was blessed to have really supportive parents who, when I told them my goals, I told them my dreams, they did everything that they could to make sure that it happened. Yeah,
I always try to explain to people that if it's not for parents or grandparents getting the kids there to be able to live their dreams, they don't get there.
It's true.
It's pretty awesome. Tell us about. Are you still with the Boomer Esiasion Foundation?
Yes.
Yeah. How is that going? And
good. It's more abbreviated now. Which I mean by that is that I'm not there full time in New York. I'm down in Florida in the Destin area. I come in and do this event, but everything else is pretty much done.
Yeah.
So.
Right. But how much money have they raised? How can people still help?
We are, for our event, we've raised a total 5.5 million that we've made.
Wow. Yeah.
The organization itself has been over 120 million that we've made.
Wow.
So I mean, it's a good big organization. Not a lot of people though. I mean, but the money that comes through there has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Boomer is a 1 in a million.
Yeah.
He's a guy that pushes everything. Never want to disappoint him. So when I'm there, I try to do as much as I can to make sure he's going to be successful.
Right.
Once a center, always a center. You're going to take care of your quarterback. You got to.
No doubt. Spencer, before we let you guys go, is there a team that you grew up cheering for? Was there an NFL team that you grew up cheering for?
I was a Bears fan. Yeah,
really?
I am a Bears fan.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, growing up in Utah, we don't have a team.
Sure.
So I'm sure if there was a team that was there, that's probably who I would have rooted for. But my uncle, Gabe Reed, he played for the Bears.
Oh, okay.
And so all growing up, that was basically my second home growing up. So I grew up just looking at all his jerseys, all of his, like, the footballs they had around.
Right.
So growing up, I'm a Bears fan.
Okay.
This was a really fun year to.
I bet it was. I thought you would say maybe Denver or maybe Arizona because of the proximity.
Yeah.
But you got a cooler team. I mean, honestly, you got the Monsters of Midway a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, than Orange Crush.
I haven't even heard those names, to be honest.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm old too. So Orange Crush was what they called the '70s defense for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Back when we were growing up, all of the teams had really cool nicknames. Mm-hmm. You had the Purple People Eaters with Minnesota. You had the Monsters of the Midway with the Chicago Bears. You had the you had the Orange Crush. So
I had no idea.
they had cool names back then. So
Yeah,
they
awesome.
called New Orleans the Soul Patrol. That was what or the Dome Patrol, either way.
All I know is like Legion of Boom.
Yes,
for
exactly.
for the
That's
Seahawks.
perfect. Exactly. Yeah. That was one of the last nicknames they had out there.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I'm sure are gonna have a great time tomorrow night and have fun. Are there still tickets available, Bob? Can they call the 402-346-8003? They want to get individual tickets. Can't do it online anymore, but you can just call the phone number 402-346-8003. Are they now going to eat? Are you guys going to eat now? Are you going to the same place you always go? Where are you going? We're going to Cassio's. Okay, so Cassio's. When you go out to eat at most places where you go, they give you a little bit of food and they charge you a lot. This place gives you way too much food. Because as you're eating, you'll be like, they keep bringing me stuff. And then eventually they're going to bring you mascacholi just for no reason. And you're going to have a whole bowl of that, along with the salad and the potato and the steak and everything else. So
I'm excited.
I think that since you told everybody where we're going to be,
well, this won't
there's probably going to be plenty of food for everybody. Come on down.
This won't be on till tomorrow, so don't worry about it. Nobody.
It sounds just like this.
Come on
sounds like this
down.
place was built for linemen. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's one of the last true old-fashioned Italian steakhouses that we have in the city. So, it's a lot of them have closed over the years, but this one's still open, and we want definitely to support
It's a classic. Definitely a classic in Omaha. So, like you said, there's not many left.
There's not many left, no doubt about that. Spencer, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, and glad your parents could come as well. And Dave, it's good seeing you, man.
I'm going to work on that flight for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica in March, and the flight is so expensive. It's like $800 a person.
You got four?
We got four. We got my wife and my two boys. One is a teenager. The other one's 20.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's very expensive. I would take any help I can get.
Well, look at Copa Airlines.
I will check that out.
Allegiant.
These hands.
Oh, no, he's a monster.
It's like
The guy's a monster, I tell you.
I can't imagine the defensive guys being able to get off you once you get your hands on them. So
He's got fingers like cables. He latches on, man.
Congratulations again for both you guys, and enjoy the event tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks to Spencer and Dave for coming in the studio. Thanks to the Mancusos as well, bringing these guys in every year to chat. It's awesome. In the last, I think, 3 years, we had the winner that was from Michigan. We had another winner last year from Texas, and now, of course, from Utah as well. So we appreciate them coming in and doing that. Special thanks as well to the folks over at Stable Gray for helping to put this thing together and produce it as well. Mike Allen, thanks to him for kind of being the executive producer for us as well. We want to remind you that we're always thankful to Bud Light for being a part of the show, making it easy to drink and easy to enjoy no matter what sport you're watching, no matter what you're doing. Making it easy to drink and enjoy. And special thanks to Let It Fly Sports Bar as well. All 3 locations. And if you have a chance, when you're watching the podcast, whether you're watching it on YouTube or you're listening on Apple Music or anywhere, Spotify, like and subscribe. It makes it easier for us, makes it great for us as well. We really appreciate that. For Michael Severe and Josh Jones, thank you for joining us for the Let It Fly show. We'll see you next week.